Before there was light, before the hum of galaxies, there was silence. Not an empty silence, but one brimming with potential. A sacred pause before the first vibration stirred. From that stillness emerged a whisper, a thought, the first movement of mind. Every ancient teaching, every mystical path points back to this moment, the dawning of consciousness itself. The Hermetic sages called it the All, the boundless intelligence that dreams reality into form. Everything that exists, every particle, every breath, every heartbeat is the echo of that original whisper. This is the mystery, hidden behind all 7 Hermetic laws. They are not commandments carved in stone, but the rhythm of existence itself. Invisible threads that bind light to matter, thought to reality, being to becoming. When we sense this rhythm, when we feel the pulse beneath creation, we begin to awaken from the illusion of separation. We realize that the stars above and the thoughts within are woven from the same luminous fabric. The Hermetic masters taught that those who understand these laws do not fight against the current of life. They move with it, they dance to its rhythm, knowing that every experience, every joy, every loss is but a note in the great symphony of the All. And so as we begin this journey, breathe deeply. Feel the silence that holds every sound, the stillness that gives birth to motion. For hidden within that quiet hum lies the secret to all creation, the whisper beneath everything that is. Everything begins within the mind. Not the mind of man, but the vast, living intelligence from which all existence unfolds. The Hermetic teachings call it the All. Infinite consciousness dreaming itself into form. When the ancients said the All is mind, the universe is mental, they were not speaking in metaphor. They were pointing to a reality more fundamental than matter, more real than anything we can touch. For what is matter if not vibration? And what is vibration if not the thought of the infinite, moving through the fabric of itself? Modern science has begun to glimpse this truth. In quantum physics, the observer and the observed are no longer separate. The act of awareness changes what is seen. Reality responds to perception as though listening, as though alive. Our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs are not trapped within the skull. They ripple outward, weaving through the unseen field that connects all things. Each thought is a seed, each feeling a frequency, and from these frequencies, worlds take shape. You are not a bystander in creation. You are a participant in the dream. The same mind that spins galaxies into being also flows through your own awareness. When you think you sculpt light, when you imagine you give direction to energy, the universe listens not to your words, but to your vibration. To understand the law of mentalism is to awaken to your role as a co-creator. It is to realize that you are not within the universe. The universe is within you. Your reality begins where your attention rests. What you see, you strengthen. What you feel, you call forth. So the mystic's task is not to force reality to change, but to remember the truth that all change begins within the mind, and that the mind is all, Look closely at the world, and you will see patterns repeating. The spiral of a galaxy mirrors the curl of a seashell. The rhythm of your heartbeat echoes the rhythm of the stars. It is as if the universe has written its signature in every scale of existence. Vast and minute alike, the Hermetic masters called this the law of correspondence. They whispered, as above, so below. As within, so without. A truth both simple and infinite. The same intelligence that shapes the cosmos also moves through the atoms of your being. You are not a fragment broken away from the whole. You are the whole, reflected through a single point of awareness. Science calls it the holographic universe, where every part contains the image of the entire pattern. The mystics call it divine, mirroring the outer world as a living reflection of inner states. When the mind is clouded, the world appears dim. When the heart opens, creation shines back in harmony. Your inner landscape shapes the outer horizon. Change the pattern within, and reality rearranges itself to match. For the same law that governs the stars also governs your thoughts, emotions, and intentions. Every breath, every choice, every act of awareness is a dialogue between heaven and earth. To live in harmony with this law is to read the universe as scripture, to see the sacred geometry in the mundane, to recognize that every event is a mirror, showing what the soul is ready to understand. And so the seeker begins to see with new eyes, realizing that there is no above or below, only the one, expressing itself through infinite reflections. Everything moves, everything vibrates. Nothing rests. These ancient words from the Hermetic teachings describe the hidden heartbeat of existence, the ceaseless motion beneath all form. Every atom, every thought, every star hums with its own frequency. Life itself is a grand symphony of oscillating light. When you close your eyes and listen deeply, you can feel it, the subtle hum that underlies your being, the pulse within your chest, the rhythm of your breath, the gentle current of emotion. All are different octaves of vibration. Modern physics echoes what the ancients already knew. Matter is not solid, but energy slowed into visible rhythm. The table, the air, the body, all are dancing fields of motion. We live not in a world of things, but in a sea of frequencies. Endlessly interwoven thoughts are vibrations of mind. Emotions are vibrations of the heart. Words are vibrations shaped into sound. Each carries its own resonance. Each sends ripples through the unseen field that connects all. When your vibration is heavy with fear or doubt, life reflects that dissonance back to you. When it is tuned to gratitude, peace, or love, reality harmonizes with that melody. You are both the musician and the instrument. Every feeling you nurture, every thought you hold, becomes part of the cosmic song you broadcast. The wise do not seek to control the world. They learn to tune themselves to its harmony. Like a stringed instrument, your being resonates most clearly when in balance, neither too tense nor too slack. Through silence, breath, and awareness, you return to that natural resonance. The law of vibration teaches that nothing is truly separate. All is connected through rhythm, through motion, through soundless music. And when you learn to feel that eternal hum, you begin to remember your place in the symphony, as both the note and the listener, as both the sound and the silence. Light and shadow, birth and death, joy and sorrow. Opposites yet not enemies, only mirrors of the same truth. The Hermetic masters taught that everything is dual. Everything has poles. Polarity is the secret structure of creation, the dance of contrast, through which consciousness comes to know itself. Without cold, warmth could not be felt. Without silence, music could not exist. Without darkness, light would have no meaning. Every emotion, every situation carries its opposite within it, not as conflict but as potential. Fear hides the seed of courage. Pain conceals the pulse of healing. Endings contain the whisper of beginnings. Modern science calls it the spectrum, positive and negative matter and antimatter, each balancing the other. The Hermeticist calls it the art of transmutation, to move not by resisting one pole, but by shifting awareness along its continuum. Hatred dissolves not through suppression, but through the gentle turning of consciousness toward love. Confusion is not banished, but clarified by light. When you realize that both extremes are the same thing, only vibrating at different frequencies, you gain freedom from their pull. You rise above duality and rest in unity, where peace is untouched by either side. The mystic walks this middle path, understanding that the universe breathes in pairs, expansion and contraction, inhale and exhale, order and chaos. Yet all movements belong to one breath, one being. So when you encounter darkness, do not flee. Instead, look deeper, for the other side is already forming within it. The poles are two faces of one divine current. And when you hold them both with awareness, you stand at the still point where opposites dissolve, and truth is born. There is a tide beneath all things, a silent pulse that carries suns across the heavens, and waves to every shore. This is the law of rhythm, the breathing of the cosmos. Everything flows out and in. Everything rises and falls. The pendulum swings through all creation, from the motion of galaxies to the beating of your heart. Life moves in cycles, birth and decay, joy and sorrow, abundance and rest. And yet, though the forms change, the rhythm itself is eternal. The Hermetic masters taught that those who understand this law no longer fight the tide, they learn to move with it, to surf the cosmic current rather than drown in its return. For what is winter but the seedbed of spring? What is stillness but the inhale before the next creation? In the natural world, everything obeys rhythm. The moon waxes and wanes. The ocean breathes against the shore. Your own emotions rise and fall. Like tides of inner weather, the wise do not resist the ebb. They rest within it, knowing that every withdrawal prepares the next wave of life's unfolding. Modern physics calls it oscillation, every system seeking balance through motion. The mystics call it harmony, the pulse of the divine heart, beating through all dimensions. To live in rhythm is to trust the movement of time. When life contracts, do not despair. When it expands, do not cling. Both are expressions of the same eternal dance. Listen then to the rhythm within you, the slow turning of breath, the quiet swing of seasons, the pulse of the infinite moving through your veins. For when you align with this rhythm, you no longer fear change, you become its music. Nothing happens by chance. Behind every leaf that falls, every meeting, every moment of awakening, there is rhythm and there is reason. The Hermetic masters called it the law of cause and effect. It is the silent architecture of reality, weaving intention into experience. Every thought is a cause, every emotion a seed, and every circumstance is but the echo of what was once set in motion. To the unawakened, life may appear random, a series of accidents, but to the initiate, it is a mirror of their own vibration, a perfect reflection of their inner state. Karma, destiny, synchronicity, all are names for the same principle. What you send forth in consciousness returns. The energy you emit through words, choices, or silence becomes the sculptor of your path. In the quantum field, every particle responds to another. Nothing moves in isolation. So too, in the field of being, every thought you release ripples through the unseen web, drawing to you the experiences that match its tone. To master this law is not to control outcomes, but to master oneself, to choose thoughts born of clarity, actions born of awareness, and emotions rooted in truth. Then the universe no longer reacts against you. It harmonizes with you, for you are not a victim of causes. You are the cause itself awakening to its own creation. All creation is born of two forces, the radiant and the receptive, the seed and the soil, the breath that gives and the space that receives. The Hermetic masters called this the law of gender. Yet it has nothing to do with man or woman. It speaks of the universal dual essence within all that exists. Masculine energy is consciousness, the still directed spark that gives form and focus. Feminine energy is creation, the flowing, nurturing field that gives birth to experience. Together they weave the endless fabric of life. In every atom there is polarity, the active proton and the receptive electron. In every idea there is impulse and incubation, thought and manifestation. Even within your own being, these two forces dance, your mind reaching outward, your heart drawing inward, forever seeking harmony. The imbalance of these energies breeds chaos, a world of force without flow or emotion, without grounding, but when they unite within you, the inner and outer worlds begin to align. You become both the artist and the canvas, both the spark and the womb of creation. The ancients knew that the divine child manifestation is born when these two energies merge and balance. Consciousness impregnates energy. Energy gives life to consciousness. And so all miracles arise from union. To live this law is to remember You are not separate from the creative act. You are the marriage of heaven and earth, the sacred balance through which the universe dreams itself into being. Beneath the 7 visible laws lies an unseen door, the hidden current that breathes life into them all. The ancients hinted at it, but never named it, for it cannot be taught, only remembered. This is the 8th door, the awakening of awareness itself. It is not a new law, but the realization that you are the one through which all laws move. Mentalism correspondence, vibration polarity, rhythm cause and effect gender. These are mirrors, each reflecting the same truth, that consciousness is both the observer and the observed. When this is seen, the search ends. You are no longer bound by the laws. You embody them. Your thoughts no longer seek to create. They are creation. Your vibration is no longer tuned. It is the universal note itself. The hidden secret is not found in study, but in stillness. For in silence the secret dissolves, and the all looks back through your eyes. You are the law, the pattern, the pulse, the infinite remembering itself as you. And as this realization dawns, the 7 laws no longer feel separate, but merge into one rhythm, the eternal hum of the all. And so we arrive where we began, in silence. The circle closes, the rhythm completes itself, and all words fall away into stillness. For what can be said of the infinite, except that it simply is all the teachings, all the laws, all the revelations, are but ripples upon the same ocean of being. To understand them is not to collect knowledge, but to dissolve into awareness, to rest in the presence from which every law was born. In the beginning was the mind. In the mind, vibration from vibration, duality, rhythm and form, and now all form returns to the mind again. The breath that once expanded now contracts. The song that once played now resolves into silence. If you listen deeply, you can hear it, a quiet pulse behind your heartbeat, the space between thoughts, the eternal now that holds all time. This is the true Hermetic secret, that the universe is not separate from you, and you are not separate from the all. Everything vibrates, everything reflects. Everything returns, and in that return, there's peace, the peace of the one, the peace of silence, the peace of home.